In the last video, we discussed about the adjacency matrix representation of graph, and in this video, we will discuss about the adjacency list representation of graph, which is also called as linked list representation. In the adjacency matrix, we stored the values in the form of zeros and ones in the k into k matrix, where k is the number of nodes. If there is an edge between the nodes, then the value will be 1. If there is no edge, then the value will be 0. We were storing the values in both the cases. By doing so, we were wasting the memory by inserting zeros when there was no edge present between the nodes. But in the linked list, instead of storing both the values, we will store the value only if the edge is present between the nodes. So first we will write down the adjacent nodes of the given graph. The adjacent nodes of A are B, C, D. And for B, adjacent nodes are A, D, E. For C, adjacent nodes are A and D. For D, A, B, C and E. For E, adjacent nodes are B and D. Instead of storing both the values, here we are making the list of adjacent nodes of every node and storing only adjacent nodes. Now let's take another example of directed graph. Here in this graph, we will note down the directed edges from the nodes. For A, we have B and E adjacent nodes. For B, we have D and E as adjacent nodes. For C, we have only B as adjacent. For D, C and E are adjacent. For E, there is no adjacent node. So this is the list. Next, we will see how to represent a weighted graph using adjacency list. So here we have an weighted graph, and we can write down the adjacent nodes with the cost like this. A is adjacent to B and cost is 6. Adjacent to C and its cost is 7. And A is adjacent to D with cost 9. B is adjacent to A, cost is 6. Adjacent to D, cost is 4. Adjacent to E, cost is 8. C is adjacent to A with cost 7. C is adjacent to D, cost is 2. D is adjacent to A, cost is 9. Adjacent to B, cost is 4. Adjacent to C, cost is 2. Adjacent to E, cost is 3. E is adjacent to B, cost is 8. Adjacent to D, cost is 3. So this is how we represent the graph in the linked list form. Nodes are represented in the linked list. This is for undirected graph, directed graph and weighted graph. Please like the video, subscribe to our channel and please hit on bell icon to get notified whenever we post new videos. Install DSA application from the Google Play Store or from the link given in the description below. Please let us know if you have any queries in the comment section below, and thank you for watching. Thank you.